Hello to my world record attempts on the Zabarna stage in EA WRC in the S2000 category. I've chosen the least powerful car to run with, the Fiat Abarth Grande Punto. In terms of the setup, I just stiffened the suspension, lowered the car height and put a bit longer gear ratio in because I know there are very long straights in this stage. Love the sound of these cars. Here we are going to the first braking zone where we brake just before the shades. In this first sector you have to be very precise to be fast. I had a bit of understeering issue, which you can see here. I should have tweaked the suspension setup a bit more to get rid of the understeering. Again, understeering. Very important left-hander is coming. You had to be very early in the throttle because there is a long straight here leading into a very fast section of the track. This coming fast section is one of my favorite parts of this stage. We are almost on the limiter, bit tap on the brake, down to 5th gear, against 6th gear, 5th gear back, cuts. I felt we could come up the hill relatively safe, we didn't took too much risk here. I was a bit too early on the apex here maybe. Then here comes a long right-hander where we had to be very patient. Very good apex here. Again a very fast section. You have to be very clever where you place your car before these jumps. Just a bit of lifting. Very nice flow. Actually now it looks faster than how I felt it when I was driving. Very fast left right hand turn, 5th, 6th gears. Now here comes a bumpy section where I brake just before the bigger jump. Here. Back to 5th gear, very long right hand turn, the car is moving around. I was pushing a lot, I almost lost the car here. It was very important to keep the momentum into this downhill section where we will hit the limiter. Just a bit tap on the brake, and here I was just concentrating on having a good exit on this right hand turn which we had, so we started a nice flow for this downhill section. Another important right hand turn to keep the momentum and the flow. Here comes a very crazy part, 6th gear on the limiter all the time. In general in EA WRC you have a lot of grip to use, which I could use here. For this next braking zone I had to find a reference, which I had that yellow board on the right hand. Good braking, maybe a bit early, a bit safe on the braking. Here I was just trying to find a line to go through this left and right hand turn flat. And now we are going to the hairpin and the downhill section where I knew that the understeering issue can come up again, so I was just trying to be clever and safe. I was here compromising one turn to another one to have good exits. Late braking, but I tried to not to overdrive the car. This left hand hairpin wasn't the perfect. I almost overdrove it. This right hand turn was alright. Then we are going to the downhill section, a very exciting section of the stage. Maybe I could have taken this turn flat, but I was lifting a bit. I just didn't want to push too much and overdrive the car. Here I was just trying to go into the cut to avoid understeering. I knew here that we had a good rhythm and I just didn't want to ruin it with over pushing. Again, this right and left hand turn were very easy to over push. I was trying to maintain the pace without mistakes. This braking is one of my favorites, trying to put the car on the left to have the good exit for this right hand turn. I was just here focusing on getting on the throttle as early as possible. I knew this section suited my driving style. I knew with our gear ratio, shorter gear ratio, we had to be fast in the technical section to beat the world record. Here I was just compromising one to another one to have good exit here. And now a very fast section is coming where I knew that our car lacked top speed. Here comes one of the scariest understeering this whole stage. I could see the car in the bushes and the trees. Then it was no question, I just had to go flat here. Trying to keep the car on the roads, keeping it flat. Then here I just wanted to have good braking and focus on the exit. And avoid cutting too much. Then again, no question, keeping it flat until this point where I had a downshift back to 5th gear. Maybe could have gone 6th gear, but I just wanted to take it safe. I checked and our top speed was 20, 25, 30 km per hour less than the guys in the top 5 in the leaderboard for this stage. So we were running a really short gear ratio compared to the other guys. Here I was just bit on the brake, but staying in 6th gear until this point. I felt I could have gone with a bit more speed there. And then we arrived at one of the last critical brakings. I was just trying to keep the momentum here and be earlier on the throttle. And then the last few turns are coming. I was very hesitant here. I just wanted to bring it home, which I almost failed to do. Because I was maybe over pushing a bit too much here, and the rear of the car touched the grass, snapped. I almost lost it in the last turn. Actually, when I was driving, it felt much worse than it looks now. But in the end, finally we arrived into the finish. It wasn't a completely perfect run, but it was a decent run with good speed, so I was very curious if we could beat the world record, and it turns out yes. With almost 3/10 a second, we got the new world record time. I felt I could have gone a bit faster if I improved the setup and avoid the mistakes and hesitance in the last section. But in general, I was very happy with the time. If you check the splits, you can really see how much faster I was in technical sections, how much faster they were in the fast sections, especially on split 7. We started the stage with handicap due to our top speed and the power of the car, but I can't complain too much because we are the new world record holders. If you like the video, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. I will post more videos on my sim racing and karting season, so stay tuned.